the Federal Trade Commission or the Federal Communications Commission, either the FTC or the FCC, put some new requirements in place to the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, which evidently has been around for years and years, but they were making some revisions to it. And I actually liked some of the changes that were being made. Have you ever gone online and asked for a quote on insurance?
I have.
I have. And over the next several days, I got 40 texts from people. And after a couple of days, they stopped calling me Cleveland and started calling me Jonathan in the text messages. So I'm not sure what happened, but what happens is you go to a website, you ask for a quote, they literally sell your information to 20, 30 different people. Well, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, the changes that were being made, instituted what's called a one-to-one rule. One company, one client. So it would have made it against regulations to sell your information as a consumer to more than one entity.
I love that.
I do too. I think
it.
that's huge. Now, I think it's a federal court of appeals in the state of Texas has been very active over the last couple of years, basically, put a stay in place and said, no, you can't implement any of this for a year. You got to go do different research, things like that. Who knows what's really driving that? But one of the other things that the Telephone Consumer Protection Act did was put in calling hours no earlier than this, no later than that. And I think it was 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Anyway, I thought it was even a bigger window than it really needed to be. I don't know about you. I don't want anybody calling me, soliciting me at 9:15 at night.
Right.
It's not going to go well for them if they
I agree.
if they call that late at night. The act would have required opt-in language. Now, you know about that because our phone provider made us make changes to the website so that we would be in compliance with the new law. Tell us a little bit about the changes they required.
So we had an opt-in already. We did have an opt-in. And so we received notice that our website needed to be updated because we could not have an opt-in with email, text, and call all in the same line.
Yep.
We needed to separate it and have two opt-ins. You have to opt in for calls and text and a separate opt-in for email.
Okay.
So it has something to do with these changes and them trying to get things in order.
So interesting, because I don't even know that there are any opt-in requirements for emails. Meaning, I think you have to follow the Can-Spam Act, meaning you have to give... I think I could send you an unsolicited email, but it has to give you the opportunity to opt out. So we were trying to be ahead of the curve, and I assume it's something we're still doing. It's still on our website.
Right.
So we're going to implement some of the changes, even though the law or the new regulations were pushed for a full year. So interesting. So if you hear about the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, I think you can rest assured that both Christy and Cleve agree that it probably had some really good things in there. And honestly, it doesn't bother me that my competition might have a harder time getting in touch with people because they don't do it right.
Right.
Meaning, and if we do it right, maybe it's easier for us.